Okay. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Darcio Gondaga, CEO of Thriller Media, and tonight or today, depending if you're watching me live on replay, I will go and teach for 20 minutes, I believe, if I can, 20, 15 minutes straight. It's not I don't want to ignore you, but I will answer my question or your question towards the end. What been happening is like I have a lot of conversation with a lot of entrepreneurs and to just see where they're at and they ask they think that they know but they don't really know. So when it comes to a website, what do you really need, especially like in our personal branding space, or coach or pastor or author, speakers, expert, what type of website do you really need? And I believe that if you want to position yourself to win online, you need certain element on your website, and most people they don't have it. So it's kind of sad because it just really crushed my heart to see somebody who's willing sometimes to spend $5,000 and on their website it's not even two elements who can really help them to monetize whatever business that they have. Even if you are not really into the space that I'm talking about, you might not need everything, but if you are expert, if you're a digital CEO, you're expert author, speaker, preacher, you do network marketing, and you have to sell services or product, you will need all the elements I will talk about. And of course, like it might overwhelm you a little bit, but then follow me. So when it comes to that terminology that we talk about, a business, what is going on? What is going like that? What is this? What's going on here? Okay, what's going on? This one, use this one. Here we go. A business website. I put business website here because before I start teaching, there's something that we call um, a static website, okay, versus what we call like optimize. Optimize site is very important. When I start teaching about the difference between you know a static website and an optimized website. A static website, it means that somebody going to build a website, your website will never change. And I see so many people, they have a website month after month, it don't change. Sometimes your old frame of website doesn't have to change, but you need to update some pages. And this is what we're going to talk about later on. It's extremely important for you to have that, because if not, people will come to your website one time, maybe a second time, and they will never come. Like if your pages, if you don't update it, your pages according to what you're about to do or what you're doing, we talk about it in more details later on, there's a huge difference. So most people are going to spend thousands of dollars here, okay, having a static website. So most people will do that. They got a good looking website, looking nice, the design, or maybe the logo cost them $1,000. The design of a website between $4,000 and $5,000. Everything was customized. We take some professional pictures just for a website. All that sound cute, but that doesn't mean that for somebody who's a professional, the business website. So you're not here to impress people. It's about results and your ability to deliver. So I don't ask you to take a picture with your phone and put it on your website. But what I'm saying is that at that level, but when you just started and you have a business, all the upfront money that you're spending to having a cute website is not enough, especially if it's going to be a static website that you have no power to be able to optimize the website and make some changes. It's going to be extremely hard. Like if you need to have on a retainer a webmaster, to every time you want to add an image or you want to change a text, you cannot do it yourself because it was coded from scratch. So make sure that you don't have that. What you need the optimized website. And the optimized website, that's really where we're going to focus on, and it's extremely important that you will understand that's why this is extremely important, okay? So when we talk about a business website, let me start from the beginning here. Is the number one thing that you need. First of all, you need to learn this word, and it's not what people think, but let me break it down for you. A WordPress based site. I don't talk about WordPress.com where you're gonna start, doing a blog with Darcy.wordpress.com. I don't talk about adding a blog and putting some ideas that you have and publish your site. I talk about the WordPress.com with a CMS software, content management software, content to manage the content to be able to update. It's extremely important for you to have that, because if you don't have it in place, it's going to be kind of hard for you to go to the next level and be able to, like I always, talk about, people talk about like, okay, can I be like financially independent? But in this age, to be financially independent, you have to be technically independent. It means that you need to have the basic and be able to understand the basic for you to be able to express your creativity without asking for permission. Let me repeat that. You have to be in a position to express your creativity without asking for permission, because that is gonna happen like it's worse than stress. Is that when your creativity is like a constipation, you constipate it with your creativity, and it's going at inside in, and it's gonna mess up your whole system. You're gonna be sad, you don't know why you're crying, because like you cannot really express your creativity. That's why you need a WordPress based site, and that is really going to help you. Once you have a WordPress based site, the most important thing is that there's some element that we call plugin, and there is almost for every function of your website, there is a WordPress based plugin that you can add yourself, and it's very easy, to learn. And you can go on YouTube, and how to add the plugin to your website is very easy. You can do that yourself, and that will save you a lot of trouble to be able to, pay $500 whenever you want to add a new functionality to your website. You understand that? So you need to have a WordPress based site, extremely important. So that's the first element. The second element that you need a CRM, which stands for Content Relation Manager. That is extremely important, and I'm going to break it down a little bit here. So a CRM is really your employee. I like to call it, when I teach, in my client, that's your virtual employee. So your virtual employee will help you manage the system. We in an era now where you don't need 25,000 employees to start a business, not even 20. Really, with yourself and a virtual assistant, even if you don't have a virtual assistant like a human being, you can have a list of software that you pay a certain fee a month, like a bill, like a business expense. It's going to help you run your website smoothly, and be able to handle different clients for you. But you have to position yourself to be able to manage that. So with a content relation manager, you have something that we will what we call broadcast, okay, your email. And the reason why I'm doing this, there's so many so-called gurus online who's selling you something that, oh, it's easy to have a website, you can do it yourself. But yeah, you can design a website, but if do your website function for a business, or just is a nice looking website with nice logo moving purple and green, or purple or yellow, whatever that you think like is cute for you, and it's easy on the eye, that is great. But easy on the eye don't bring money. It's like something that will look good, not going to bring money, because your website is not set up to receive a potential client. It's set up to just to look good for people to come say, oh, that's nice. Like most people when they come to a website, they don't spend on their first page or what they try to look. In general, you have to convince them between 7 and 8 seconds. Let me repeat that. You have 8 seconds, really, I mean, start being proven for you to be able to make an impression on somebody who come to your website. So you need to have some type of call to action, something clearly stated that what your website is about and what you're about to do. Okay, so you need to have a broadcast email. After the broadcast email, you have some type of I can say like an automated greeting. Okay, for somebody who's coming, and we'll have maybe a few questions to ask you. That's you can automate that. I always see that, especially when people start in a business, or I have a free 20-minute discovery call. But 3 minute discovery call is not necessary unless you want to just talk to people and hear different voices on the phone. Is not necessary because that 20-minute discovery, you can know everything that you need to know about a potential client with your automated greeting. So there's a place where you can ask 3 or 4 direct questions to have an idea to somebody who will be interested by your business. You don't have to talk to people. Think about it. Time is more important than money. You know, you can lose money, you can always make it back, but when you lose time, it's almost impossible to get it back. So your time is valuable. So the way you set up your website, it need to be you need to save time and leverage your information to be able to communicate with a maximum of people in a record time, and to qualify or disqualify potential client. That's what you need to think about. How I can disqualify or qualify potential client without picking my phone. Let me repeat that. How I can qualify or disqualify client without picking my phone. And that type of leverage will really help you to go to a whole nother level when it comes to a website. And what I'm doing this is like all around the world. I did that in London, in Paris, and different countries in Africa, and even in West Indies. Whenever I teach about that, 99% of people who call themselves experts or who've been to different seminars, they look at me like, oh, I never heard that before. This is not even strategy. It's just I just want to educate you about for free for you to understand what you need to have before you step into something. You say like, okay, I want to do something now online. If you don't even have that, that's just a basic. I have like 8 more, 7 more elements I want to share with you. But for that alone, if you don't understand that, it's just not asking somebody to have a website. It's way more, way deeper than that, and you have to understand that. Extremely important. Okay, so a CRM help you to have a broadcast email. Means that when somebody come to your website, they need to ask a question. You want to have a sequence. You can have a sequence that will help you automate greeting, or again, we talk about it later on. Even if still, I don't want to talk about it now, but we talk about it later on. But that's just the basic for CRM so far. Okay, so broadcast email, automated greeting. We're gonna limit. There's way more than that, but we're gonna stop right there. Okay. Now, I will answer your question. Or you have question up there. Let me teach. I got you a few more minutes. I will answer your question. Okay. Then number 3, you need to have what we call a weekly show. Why? If you go on TV and your best series always come in a weekly basis for 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 10 weeks, 12 episode, 20 episode, depends. Because like we've been programmed like that. So you don't want to create something new. You don't want to just have random videos. You need to have some structure. Unless you're under a campaign or you do something like now, I have a campaign for the activation tool. But unless you create a movement or something like that, you need to have a weekly show. So people need to expect that every Monday or every Wednesday, they need to have what we call a video of the week. Okay? In a video of the week. So that weekly show that you have, your video can be between 5 and 10 minutes. Now, because I don't want to talk too much about different stuff, it can be audio or video. So it can be a podcast or it can be a YouTube show. Okay, so that can be a podcast or a YouTube show. Now remember, your job is to disqualify or qualify potential clients. But you need to do that before you think about advertising or pay for advertising. You need to understand that how you grow an audience organically. So there's organic traffic and paid traffic. So how I bring client into my website organically. So you need to have a podcast with audio, YouTube, is video. Okay. And of course, I will give details if you come to Activation Tour to how to set up a podcast, and there's something coming with that. So that's very important. Now, in that weekly show, these are the 5 or 10 minute video that you produce every week. But on top of that here, little B, I really want you to have a live experience, like what I'm about to do now when I will be able to answer some question. Let me put my Facebook here, because I'm about to answer your question in the next 5 minutes. Okay, in the next 5 minutes, I will, answer your question. I need to see. Okay, so that's very important. When I will be able to answer some question. Okay, so what's my camera here? Okay, I'm perfect. So now you need to have also what we call a live broadcast. Okay, so on Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram. So like, what that have to do with my website? What Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram have to do something with my website? We'll come to that, and you can put the links to all that inside your website. Very important. So that's come back. Number one element, WordPress site. Number two, CRM. Okay. Number three, weekly show, 5 to 10 minutes, a podcast or YouTube or both if you can. You can do one or the other, and a live broadcast. So that live broadcast now is between 30 and 1 hour, 30 minutes and 1 hour every week. And people say that's a lot of work. I know people don't want to do live. How many people can watch my live? I'm not sure if I want to do this. This is to give an opportunity for you to be sharp, but also to disqualify or qualify very powerful client. When I'm doing this, somebody who's very professional, been around watching me, he already know that, okay, this guy knows exactly what he's talking about. The way that I put the content here is like the content is just for a certain type of people. It's for my avatar. That they're gonna watch this and they're gonna contact me or say that, okay, I want to work with you because I know exactly what I'm doing. This is no rush because I know you present it in a certain way. So for people a certain level for them to understand. You understand what I'm saying? It's extremely important. So now they see why it's important. So, okay, number one, WordPress based site. Number two, a CRM. Number three, weekly show, 5 to 10 minute podcast or YouTube, and then a live broadcast on Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram. Okay, very important. Now, number four, on top of you need to have some type of automated webinar. What is the difference between an automated webinar and a live on Facebook? Because people, they think that's the same. Or I do a webinar on Facebook. No, you don't do a webinar on Facebook. What you do on Facebook is a live stream. On YouTube is a live stream. On Instagram is a live stream. You're talking to people live, even if there's a replay after that. The automated webinar is a sequence. So you will go and enter your information to come to a sequence. When you come to a sequence now to automated webinar, from that sequence that you have, what is going to happen? We can put together a sequence of email to keep talking to you about okay, I know you watch my webinar. What do you think? A series of 3, 4, 5. And some people even have something can follow you up to 1 year. But we're not gonna go all the way to that. I believe if you follow somebody with 3 different email after they watch a webinar or register, sometimes it should be enough to convert that to 20 or 30%. Again, it depending on your unique proposition that you have. Okay, so you need to have a unique selling proposition that we call a USP. And according to USP, it will determine if people gonna follow up with you or not. If you're talking to the wrong audience or the right audience, it depends. So it's extremely important for you to understand that. If you don't have that, you will not really get it, and you will be like, you don't really understand what's going on. Okay, that's number 4. Now, number 5. Again, a digital CEO. If you sell services, you're a coach, you're a speaker, you're an expert, you're a preacher, you need to have some type of online courses. Let me keep it there. Automated webinar. I was just going to put webinar. I'll just explain it. You need to have some courses, and you need to have some courses already available. So if somebody comes to your webinar, there's an offer, a UPS that you have here, okay? My God, what's going on here? This thing is just like, I need to try that right now. What's going on with that thing? It's not clear enough. Okay, this one is better. UPS. So if you UPS, you can have a webinar or you can have an online course. So with that, it will help you really to get to a certain level. Okay? And of course, from that, you need to have a virtual terminal. A virtual terminal is something like PayPal or Stripe. There's more company out there, but let's focus on those 2 companies to be able to receive payment from somebody, who want to buy something from you. You can have different things that you can connect it to your online courses. Certain things already have something attached to it. You can have a PayPal account or a Stripe account to be able to get the people who try to pay you. And most of the time it's going to be connected through your CRM when we go in details. But I don't have time tonight to go through details. It's going to be connected to your content relation manager. Of course, your courses. So that's just the element that you need to have, of course, on the website. Number 6, you need to have some coaching, advices, some consulting about your expertise. You need to have coaching, advices, consulting services on your website on demand, according to with a price. Don't put a thing where people need to guess your price. I have to talk to you or you talk to somebody for 30 minutes to determine your price. You need to have at least an idea of that person, unless you do a la carte or like a VIP client. But most of the time, please just put your prices out there. Don't be scared. Nobody really gonna steal your prices. If you're confident, get your prices. Somebody gonna come, and this is how much you charge. Now the last element is element number 7. That is extremely important that I don't see people having on a website. So I will just put here monthly weekly or yearly, or of course every 3 months, okay? You need to have a monthly offer, a weekly offer, yearly offer, and a 4 times offer in your website. So if you don't have this element on your website, don't even try to come online and try to sell anything. It will not work. Because what I'm saying now is just the basic. This is just the basic thing. I didn't even teach you enough strategy or nothing like that. I just want to educate you so you can understand how important you need those elements. So let me repeat what type of element that you need. And of course, I will answer all your questions and then I will be done. Thank you, Olive, Irene, Thomas, Danida, Georgie, Apostle, and everybody was here. And I'm about to answer your question in the next 2 minutes. So let me come back from the beginning. You need a WordPress based site for a business professional website. You want to sell something online. This is a base WordPress site that you have. And everybody will be a website. We understand when I talk about WordPress. Let me put actually to make sure you don't confuse and don't go to WordPress.com. You have to go to WordPress.org. Number two, you need to have a content relation manager with when you learn how to broadcast email and to have a automation in your greetings to not have those 20 minutes discovery call when you can automate that type of information. Extremely important. Extremely important. Number three, you need to have a weekly show, 5 to 10 minutes on YouTube, to make sure that you have a weekly show, a video format. YouTube is the place. And of course, you can use now what we call IGTV, Instagram TV video. Number four, you need to have a webinar with a unique proposition, and make sure you have PayPal or Stripe, and you need to be automated where now people you take their email and they have to come at a certain time. You make an appointment with them, they let you know when they're available and they come to watch, something similar to what I'm doing, but it's going to be on demand. And you need to have courses available, on-demand courses where people come and can access to information that you share in different, variables. You need to have a monthly or weekly or yearly offer, very important, sometimes every 3 months offer on your website. So it's on schedule, so every week you have something you propose. It can be the same offer for 1 month. Okay, and you can have the same offer every month or different offer or one offer every year. Yeah, it depends of your business model, but you need to have that in places. Okay, so now I will answer your questions and let me know if you really understand. It's extremely important for you to know that, and that's a basic. And I feel so great because for so many years I always want to do that. I always want to be able to give people education and to make them think about, wow, I never knew I needed on my website. Remember now, I didn't talk about how to monetize your website, how to make 6 figures on your website, swipe up, you become a millionaire. I'm not talking about that. I want you to understand the minimum of things that you need to have. If you have a website or if you build a website, look at that thing. Say, you know what? Do I really so now you can even talk to your webmaster. Say, hey man, do I have that? Do I need to have this? And then the person will say like, oh, okay, now I understand. Because if you don't have that on your website, you cannot compete. You cannot compete online. It's like, and that's why it hurts me sometimes. I can see people spending $5,000 to have a cute website. I said, before you get fancy, and I'm here to wait for your question. Before you get fancy with your website, do you have a CRM? Do you have a weekly show, 5 to 10 minutes on YouTube that is connected to your website for call to action? Do you have some automated webinar? Do you have a webinar company I use? Do you have a unique proposition that you give to your avatar? Do you have a PayPal Stripe account connected to your website? If you have a website now and I want to pay you tonight, can I pay you tonight without you saying, hey, send me my cash app? No. Can I pay you on your website with my bank card? Very important. Do you have a course about what you told me that you're a professional about? Do you have at least one online courses right now? Do you have an automated webinar that I can go right now? Do you have a sequence on your website for a certain page that you optimize? Like if you go to my website now, my website is darcyogondaga.com. If you go to darcyogondaga.com/activation, you will see a countdown. I optimize my website. My website is not static. There's something always moving weekly, monthly, every 3 months. There's always something happening every month. Do you have that? And if you don't have that and your question is no, you need to understand how to have that type of things that I just show it to you. If not, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough, and you have to understand that. For a business website, if you don't have this type of things in place, you will have a $5,000. I remember years ago, one of my clients was publishing a book. Gotta be 7 or 8 years ago. It's a true story. I cannot even give a name of a company. People still using that company today. I don't want no lawsuit. But he paid the company $14,000 and only sold 2 copies of his book. They said like we're gonna build a website. We 2 books, $14,000. He used to live in LA. I don't know where he is now, but $14,000. It was like 7 or 8 years ago. $14,000. And all they did is just put his book available on Amazon. I believe that he bought a copy, his mom bought a copy, plus his 2 copies. They pay a $14,000 package. It's like, my God, out of this package, it doesn't even have a website. The website he has, it was a website connected to the publishing company. How he can go to the next level like that? He's not gonna be able to understand or have any what's gonna do with that. Okay, so you want to do a website? What do you have? And one thing, while people, I'm waiting for people to ask question. Ask me a question, man. Ask a question. Is that you need to get this difference between what we call organic traffic and paid traffic. And guess what? You need both, but you need to understand this. This SEO stands for search engine optimization. Is what Google utilize to rank website. But Google and YouTube are the same company. So if you don't create what we call, in business, if you don't create custom content on YouTube, on Instagram, and on Facebook, people cannot find what you're talking about. So it's just like if you are expert on education, you need to have 25 or 30 or 35 mini videos or 3-4 minutes with every angle about education. If you're a prophet of God and you have your school or divine ministry, you need to talk about 40 small videos of the different ways to get some certification in that level, or you're not going to be able to do it. Okay, so if there's no question, I will stop the live now. But you have to do that. And if you don't do that, it's going to be extremely hard for you to understand how you can get to the next level. Because, you need to have a foundation. Before you say, oh, I want to do something online, you need to have a foundation. And that's why I came back to the English market, because I realized that, I spent like 4 years teaching the French, my French students, they got huge result. And I look at some people I used to talk to years ago, and they still don't have something to really show what they know now. we need to stop doing stuff in charisma. Say, oh, no, 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 I want a logo. So you talking to your webmaster and fussing about a picture or a logo for 2 years, but you don't do what counts, custom content with an offer to sell something. That's how you're gonna make money. You have to bring traffic. You have to bring leads to your website. So if people don't go to your website, they don't go to your coaching program, to your services, to your conference, to your workshop. You don't make a an offer. How do you think that people are gonna come to you? It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Okay. So I'm gonna go. Unless people ask question and replay, but this is what you need to learn. And until you learn how to make it happen like that, I don't care what type of business that you have, it's not going to work. Online is not, because the internet business model, okay, the internet business model, the IBM is what I just show is part of it is just what I just showed you. Like if you go let me say years ago, a few weeks ago, I talked about the info product business model. Is that how you can is the best way to start the home-based business with the internet today? Everything else that people are talking about, they're just setting you dreams that you cannot even touch. And you take an emotional decision for somebody, who show you a big car and some big money, or is somewhere on a beach and talking about something that is free, but they're not gonna give you the type of details I just gave you. That what I just told you, like to open your eyes, like okay, it's not about information, it's about understanding. You will never be able to take a quality decision if you don't have an understanding of something. Most of you guys heard about, I need to have a nice website. I need to have a funnel. I need to have an email. You know what you need to have, but do you understand where you are and what you have to offer regarding what you're supposed to have? And then do you have a discipline to be able to move forward? If you don't have a discipline to move forward and to keep doing it because now you have an understanding and you know that what you're doing is good, nothing's gonna happen. Nothing. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Okay then. So I'm so excited. In 9 days is the activation tour. I just give you a preview that the type of time that we're going to have at the activation tour is in Atlanta, Georgia. Pay-per-view ticket if you cannot come. You can watch us, via live stream. It's very important. The link is below this video. If you watch it on Instagram, if you watch it on YouTube, or you watch it on Facebook or on a replay, the link is available. And even after the conference is over, I mean, the price will be different, but you will still have access. The same link, I will use that link to redirect to another page, and you're still going to be able to have access to the recording to the conference. That's why it's so powerful. That's why conference is great when you have the equipment to be able to record this content, because that content is rich. It's going to transform the lives of a lot of people, and we really want to make it plain, not easy, but make it plain for you to be able to go from A to B. But for that, you need to have a foundation, and don't try to skip it, to go to the next level. Okay. So thank you so much, guys. Darcy Gondaga, see you at social media at darcygondaga.com, live from Atlanta. And I'll talk to you next week, every Tuesday, same place, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much. Bye bye.